This morning, I came across a very furious dude on TikTok.
Utigiruta kasongo wa Rift Valley. Mwikire akasongo wa Mount Kenya.
He said Rigathi Gachagua is about to destroy everything we've worked for the last 3 years. So I was like, destroy what? What exactly are we destroying?
Ira Gachagua kuria UK. Nianereire no mwaka rogo be president. Ona kiria areka riu tikurigwa akandu to ni akoma kana kauma. We kiria arari gutha ici ni kuria akaruta strong running mate.
Yes, you are right. The mission to make William Samoei Ruto a one-term president. And the reason he was angry was actually because of an interview that Gachagua did last night in UK.
I am so privileged and so honored that you're sitting in my studio today, His Excellency.
That one interview may have changed the direction of the united opposition completely. Let's talk about it. If you love this kind of content, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. Now let's get to the video.
So you're vying for presidency.
Yes.
And who is your running mate, or is that still in wraps?
Well, the issue of running mate is a political question.
Okay.
All this started when Gachagua was asked about his running mate, the person who would actually become his deputy president.
You don't just get a running mate because you like one.
And according to him, not just anyone who qualifies. The person has to come with strong numbers, serious numbers.
For you to get elected as president, you must mobilize voters to come and vote for you. So when you look for a running mate, numbers will play a huge role in that decision, because you must add what you control plus what somebody else can control, put it together to get 50+1.
He even reduced the whole scientific method of choosing the opposition flag bearer into one thing: math, numbers.
I heard the other day Dr. Fred Matiang'i say that we shall get one single presidential candidate using a scientific formula. He's right. The science of politics is numbers. For you to get elected as president, you must mobilize voters to come and vote for you.
According to Gachagua, politics is all about numbers. And honestly, he is not wrong.
Numbers will play a huge role in that decision.
In other words, he was saying, how do you expect me to step aside for someone who cannot even mobilize people from his own backyard? That statement alone has caused panic in the opposition circles.
We cannot be saying Ruto must go, then think of Gachagua to become president. You know, it's like you say you don't want to suffer from cholera, you prefer typhoid.
The guy on TikTok, his name is Majuis, and he's a firm supporter of Fred Matiang'i.
Lakini kuongea ukweli, Majuis wewe huwa unatetea Matiang'i sana. Guilty as charged, I accept.
In his mind, Gachagua is slowly positioning himself to be the only person who becomes the flag bearer of the opposition. Because, let's be honest here, if the formula is purely about numbers, then Gachagua currently has the advantage. Massive advantage. Matiang'i has support. Kalonzo has support. Even Sifuna is rising, but he still has support. But Gachagua believes that he can actually command close to 7 million votes. He's even said 8 million at some point. That changes everything.
I mobilize 4 million people from this mountain to make you president. I'll mobilize 8 million people from this community to send you home.
Now, here is the uncomfortable part. Why does Gachagua think that he's the one who deserves the ticket? Because he has worked for it relentlessly. Right now, the man is actually in UK, but even there, he is holding meetings, he's doing interviews, he's popularizing his party DCP, he's mobilizing diaspora support.
And Kenya will come to a standstill. He left on an overseas trip in a private jet, I am told the most luxurious in the world, where you are paying 5 million shillings per hour.
First, it was the US chapter. It was marvelous. Now, it is the UK chapter. The man never stops campaigning. Meanwhile, back at home, the rest of the opposition has gone quiet.
You know, right now the opposition is a one-man show.
Really?
Yes.
Anyway,
let me tell you something before you ask me the next question.
Yes, briefly.
The opposition is Gachagua.
And this is where real problems begin. Gachagua has been outside the country for almost a week now. Ask yourself honestly, what major opposition activities have you seen since then? Nothing serious. No mega rally, no huge mobilization, no major momentum. The only thing we saw is Matiang'i holding a press conference.
kama chama cha Jubilee ndio wa kwanza kusema tunajiunga na Wakenya wengine kukataa finance bill 2026, reject finance bill 2026.
That is it, and that creates a dangerous perception. The perception that the opposition engine currently runs on one person, Rigathi Gachagua.
Until when I'm out of the country, I went to the US for 6 weeks, and Kenyans were saying, no, Rigiji must come back. He must speak, he must tell us what is happening. Even when I was coming here, I had planned to come here for a month. But the pressure back home has made me cut short my visit to a week, because Kenyans are saying we have too many problems. The issue of the fuel,
Yes.
you know, the cost of living, you know, transport costs, prices of consumer products. And Kenyans are saying somebody must speak for us. And to many Kenyans, that person who can speak and who must speak for the people of Kenya is Rigiji.
So let us now ask the uncomfortable question. How do you exactly convince Gachagua to step aside?
So Rigathi Gachagua tayari yako na kura milioni 5. Hasa mtu wa milioni 5. Si unajua yeye ameongoza na tunataka kura milioni 8. Si mtu wa milioni 5 ndiye anazoongezewa 3 kuliko mtu wa 3 kuongezewa milioni 5. Sasa hiyo si hesabu inaenda sawa sawa.
Seriously, how do you tell the man who has been mobilizing crowds, building the party, fundraising, traveling, campaigning daily, that he should hand over the presidential ticket to someone else? Based on what exactly?
Be very, very careful with the person Kenyans have already seen as having a clarity of mind. Gachagua wakes up in the morning to attack William every day.
And does it before he sleeps.
And every day he ensures that as he goes to sleep, you have something he has said that is not right about this government.
Because politics is not charity. Politics is work. And Gachagua is working harder than everyone else right now.
I want to tell you here, just like it was not possible before, Gachagua will run.
Yes. He will run for president.
If he runs, not if he runs, and when he runs, then the other reading lights will have to ask themselves where they will be.
Look, you may dislike Gachagua, you may disagree with him, you may never vote for him, but there's one thing that you cannot deny. The man is playing politics at the highest level right now.
Mimi nimesoma degree ya siasa. Hii ya Kasongo ni ya Matawi.
Even the Swahili people say, mgala muue, lakini haki yake umpe. Even if you want to fight someone, even if you don't like someone, you must give them credit where it's due. And politically, Gachagua is putting in the work.
Injecting, and he's doing very properly. Yeah, I don't think if there was a better injector now than Gachagua.
He's fighting tooth and nail at the High Court.
He's doing very well. Yeah.
You see, for people like Majuis, the real fear is not that even Gachagua is going to run for president. No, the real fear is that when we actually look at it realistically, he's the one who actually deserves that ticket more than anyone else. And that is very uncomfortable.
We cannot be saying Ruto must go, then think of Gachagua to become president. You know.
2027, don't think of just replacing Ruto with any other person as Kenyans think.
That is the uncomfortable truth that nobody wants to say out loud. Because if the opposition uses numbers, if they use mobilization, if they use crowds, party strength, then Gachagua enters the room with a very strong argument. A very strong argument, guys.
Alafu 7 million tupeleke kwa kikapumo. That is the issue. That is why they are fighting me, because I am firm and I've talked to my people.
So maybe the angry TikTok dude, Chege Majuis, has a point. Maybe Gachagua's UK interview really did expose a major problem inside the united opposition, because everybody wants him to mobilize, everybody wants his numbers, everybody wants his energy, but everybody wants him to not be the candidate. And eventually, that contradiction will have to explode.
Hasa mtu wa milioni 5. Si unajua yeye ameongoza na tunataka kura milioni 8. Si mtu wa milioni 5 ndiye anazoongezewa 3 kuliko mtu wa 3 kuongezewa milioni 5. Sasa hiyo si hesabu inaenda sawa sawa.
One thing about politics is this: nobody works this hard just to hand over the prize to someone else. Not even Rigathi Geoffrey wa Gachagua. Subscribe.